Chelsea, welcome back. You are looking good. Welcome back, everyone, to the Canada Specialist Program Series. So lovely to have Chelsea back with us today from Destination Greater Victoria. Chelsea, it's been a little while since we've seen you, so welcome back, and I'll hand over to you.
Yes, thank you. Thanks so much, Di. That was an amazing presentation. Got me excited about doing a few things that I haven't tried in Vancouver, so on my next trip over. So I'm Chelsea Litland. I'm the Director of Travel, Trade and Distribution for Destination Greater Victoria. And today we are going to look at what's happening, what's new in Victoria, as well as what to expect for your clients coming up to Victoria this fall as we head into the fall season. Before I get going, I do want to start with a little land acknowledgement. Let me just get the slide going here. There we go. So Destination Greater Victoria is honored to be based on the traditional territory of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples of the Songhees Nation and the Squepsum Nation, whose historical relationships with the land continue to this day. Now, I always like to start with a map. So as you can see here in the gray, it's a map of, in the dark gray, I should say, is a map of Canada. And if you look at the far left, you can see an island there. That's Vancouver Island. And the star there is Victoria. And zooming in a little bit farther or closer, we have Victoria located on the southern tip of Vancouver Island. And you can see our gateway cities, both Vancouver to the north and Seattle to the south, Washington, United States. A couple key selling features of Victoria: we're the capital of British Columbia. We're the oldest city in the Pacific Northwest. We have world-class culinary. We're the bike capital of Canada, warmest city in Canada, and we were rated the #1 best small city in the world, as well as friendliest city in the world by Condé Nast Traveler in 2024, and #1 sustainable destination in North America by Global Destination Sustainability Index. I believe that we're #2 in the world, and Sydney is actually #10. So kudos to you guys. Now, I'd like to talk about getting here just because we are an island. So if your clients are in Vancouver, a couple of options. We say you can soar or sail to the island. So HeliJet is the helicopter service that offers service from Vancouver to Victoria, 35-minute flight time. They operate year-round. Harbour Air, which Di talked about the panoramic tours, they do those, but they also come over to Victoria from Vancouver. It's also a 35-minute flight time, harbor to harbor, and they operate year-round. But by far the most popular way to get to the island would be the BC Ferry. So the ferry service runs a 90-minute sailing from Tsawwassen in Vancouver to Swartz Bay in Victoria. You can either walk on, drive on, or they also have motor coach as well. And then, of course, we have our international airport. So flights from Vancouver to Victoria are 13 minutes in length. You literally put your seatbelt on, maybe read a couple pages in your book, and then you've landed in Victoria. Now, if you have clients that are in Washington or in Seattle, we also have access from Washington State. So if you're in Port Angeles, we have the Black Bull Ferry service, which runs from Port Angeles to Victoria's Inner Harbor. It's a 90-minute sailing. You can walk on, drive on, or they also have motor coach as well for groups. We have Kenmore Air, which is the American version of Harbour Air. They run a service from Seattle to Victoria, which is 45 minutes in length. Clipper, FRS Clipper is passenger only, sailing from right downtown Seattle to Inner Harbor, Victoria. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. They operate year round. And then, of course, we have nonstop flights from Seattle to Victoria. And then lastly, cruise is also a way to get to Victoria. So we're a stop on the Alaskan cruise. We have over 350 arrivals to Victoria this year. This is our terminal here. It's called Ogden Point. If you are arriving here, you can either take our cruise ship shuttle, which comes every 15 minutes, or you can easily walk to the downtown core. It's about an 15 to 18-minute walk from our cruise terminal. I'm diving right into fall. So we are in our peak summer months right now, but we will be going into our fall season. Fall is really a beautiful time to visit Victoria. Not only do you get all the fall foliage, but you also get a slower time of the year, less crowds. We're in our shoulder season. But the most important is that you get the mild weather. So our weather is very similar to the beginning of our summer. September weather can be like our June weather. So coming to Victoria in the fall, you really can expect beautiful colors, but also a great opportunity for you to get outdoors. I always say enjoy the last bit of like really beautiful weather before our winter comes. And if you're heading outdoors, you gotta check out some of our gardens. So we're known as the City of Gardens. Butchart Gardens, which I'm sure most of you have heard of, is our most famous gardens. Butchart Gardens cultivate something different for every season. So if you've been in the summer, it's going to be different to the fall, to the winter, to the spring. It's just a beautiful time to come in the fall, as I mentioned, with the fall foliages, the oranges, the reds, the yellows. It's a nice time to come. As well, Beacon Hill Park, a 200-acre park that's right in the inner heart or inner city of Victoria. We have a petting zoo, we have pickleball courts, tennis courts, there's an amphitheater, the tallest freestanding totem pole. So really great to have such a beautiful park so close to the downtown core. And then we have Victoria Butterfly Gardens. That's a tropical indoor gardens with free-flying butterflies, parrots. We have flamingo, a really great family activity. And then getting out to see that wildlife, you can either see that on a kayak or a canoe getting out into the water. But if you want to see some of those orca pod whales, I would suggest trying one of our whale watching companies. We have a number of operators here in Victoria. We have 75 orca pod whales in our waters alone. So definitely do not miss activity in Victoria. I'd say it's probably our second biggest attraction in Victoria. And then another great way to see the city is trying a walking tour or a cycling tour. John Adams does a ghostly walk tour, which is really spooky and unique. You can do, or a history tour. We have a number of walking food tours with Off Beaten Track or Taste of Victoria. Of course, I always suggest doing a bike tour. We're the bike capital of Canada. You either get a bike and rent and do your own self-guided tour, enjoy some of the bike paths that we have throughout the city and then onto the island. Or do a bike touring tour with the peddler, or rent e-bike with Pedigo tours. And then I have to talk about our flavor trails. So the fall is the perfect time to enjoy the harvest of flavor trails, enjoying a farm to table experience from local vintners, farmers, and distilleries on the island with a self-guided tour. You know, because our weather is so mild, we have so many farmers and growers that are on the island. So it's a great opportunity for you to, you know, authentically celebrate the diversity and vibrancy of the region with an ample opportunity to sip and taste and experience what makes Victoria such a foodie haven. And then, of course, I would just like to say that you can enjoy all these activities as group activities as well. And now diving right into what's new in Victoria. For accommodation, we have the Funky Hotel Zed that just finished $6 million in renovations for their 10th year anniversary. The rooms have jumped a couple decades from the previous 1960s inspired rooms to the 70s, 80s with shag rug, shag carpets and lava lamps and retro chic lobby. Definitely a hotel that you don't want to miss. We have the Hyatt Centric Hotel, which is a new project that started ground, which is overhauling 2 heritage buildings to make way for a 139 room Hyatt Centric Hotel. They will be preserving the front and rear walls of old historical building dating back to the 1874. And this hotel is scheduled to open in 2026. For the Fairmont, they are adding a small cafe for coffees to go, as well as the old Bengal Lounge is coming back. Definitely a favorite among locals, so we're all happy that's coming back, and both will be opening up in October. And then we have the beautiful Rosemead Hotel. So the Rosemead Hotel has been restored from the old English Inn. The extensive renovation has 28 guest rooms with a new restaurant as well as the Salt and Ivy Spa. This is a full luxury hotel experience. They are in their soft opening right now, but they'll be doing a full opening at the same time that the spa will be opening on October 4th. And then for cuisine, you know, Victoria is known for its culinary prowess. We have more restaurants per capita than any other major city in Canada. So just to talk about a couple newbies in town, Cafe Malabar, they took number 5 spot on the top 10 list of Air Canada's best new restaurants for 2024. So they started with humble beginnings in our public market, but this year they moved to their own standalone restaurant space right on the waterfront. Genevka is actually located in the Rosemead Hotel. So it was the first establishment to open in the property. The Rosemead restaurant is a fine dining service. They have a few private fine dining rooms. The largest is for 42 guests. And they focus on local cuisine and wood fire cooking. The Pendray Inn and Tea House has just launched a Scottish high tea. So unlike the refined afternoon tea, this tea originated as a robust evening meal for workers in Scotland and Northern Ireland. It acts as more like a meal with savory dishes and baked scones. And it's really a different type of tea service to come to Victoria. And then we have Rabbit Rabbit Wine Bar. It just opened up the beginning of this year. It's tucked away in the edge of Chinatown. I was just there this week and it was fabulous. For wellness, Victoria's really embraced the slower lifestyle of the island life. A number of Scandinavian spas have opened up in the last 2 years. But adding to that wellness movement, the Oak Bay Beach Hotel just opened up a stargazing sauna, followed by a full hydrotherapy journey launching in May with the addition of 2 cold plunges. Earth Sauna is scheduled to open this September. It's going to be on the Huntington Manor property with saunas, cold plunges, and guided rituals. And then really tying this all together, DGB will be running our second annual intention this January 5th to 18th of 2026. So this year was our first year. It's a wellness getaway in Victoria with experiences like guest speaker series, cooking classes, guided workshops, sleep programs, just an overall practices on intuitive wellness. And then for guided tours, we've got a couple new foodie tours. Off the Eaten Track started a 9 p.m. evening walking tour, which was catering to the late night cruiser house, but has actually really picked up and been popular with our domestic and international visitors. We have Alleys and Ales, which is for beer lovers and historian buffs, and then our Vistas and Views, which is more of an upscale dining experience with a 3-course fine dining meal. And then our cultural experiences. So this year, Songhees Tours started offering Indigenous-led canoe and walking tours throughout the Victoria's Harbour. They're proudly owned by Songhees Nation, and Songhees Tours is the only Indigenous-owned and operated tour provider in the Inner Harbour. So we're really happy to have these guys come back. And then I lastly just want to leave you with some resources. So if you head to our destinationgreatervictoria.com website /travel trade, you can sign up for our newsletter, our digital library. We have a bunch of itinerary suggestions on there. So a lot of resources for you guys to check out. And lastly, here's all my information. As Nathan mentioned, I will be coming down to Australia for Focus in about 2 weeks' time. So I might actually get to see some of you guys in person, but otherwise, please feel free to reach out to me here.
Ooh, awesome. Thank you so much, Chelsea. I just love the vibe of Victoria. And I think that presentation just captures it really, really well. And the
I wish
brand.
I just had another like 20 minutes. It's too much good stuff to share. It's all right.
There
You
is
guys have to see me in Australia. I can share the rest.
Yes. If you, yeah, make sure you go and have a good chat with Chelsea at Focus Canada if you're going. Because it's such a beautiful city and you're a destination Greater Victoria because it's not just the city. There's so much around you as well, in terms of the
Mhm.
food scene and the nature and yeah, it's just wonderful. Thank you.